Hello from Cleveland. If you haven't been following along, I am doing a road trip where I'm visiting a bunch of dreadlock artists in all different places. So I spent the last few days going across Pennsylvania. I made it to Ohio last night, stayed at a rest stop, and got into Cleveland this morning. So today's gonna be a fun day. I'm visiting two different dreadlock artists right in this area, and I haven't met either of them in person before, although I've been following both of them online for quite a while. So come and check them out with me.
My name is Liz and I'm a dreadlock artist from New Hampshire. One of the things I'm passionate about is building a stronger dreadlock community. So this spring I randomly decided to hit the road for a couple of weeks and just connect with a bunch of other dreadlock artists. I filmed it all and now I'm here to share their stories with you.
It's amazing.
Hey! Hey! So my name is Renee. My studio name is Lockness Knotster. I've been the Lockness Knotster for about 13 years now. And we're located in Mentor, Ohio, which is like a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. About 13 years ago, I had hair that was like down to my butt. I was 21 years old and I was in a very transitional part of my life, and I decided I was gonna chop off all of my hair. So I donated about 12 inches, and then my hair was like up to here, and I have never had short hair before, and it was really fucking weird. Can I swear?
Yeah.
It was weird. The next day, I was like, I had been thinking about dreadlocks, so I used to go to a lot of like music festivals. And of course I saw all these girls like hula hooping with dreadlocks, and I'm like, oh, they're so pretty. I don't know how they do that. So I decided one day that if I saw anyone with dreadlocks that day, that was gonna be my sign that I needed dreadlocks. So I walked into the Dollar General. I saw this dude with dreads and I was like, I think that's my sign. Now I have to figure out how the hell to do it. I went on YouTube, and YouTube was not anything like it is today. So I think there was one girl on there that even slightly discussed how to do dreads, and she just like backcombed the hell out of her hair. So I backcombed the hell out of my hair. I used to go to a lot of music festivals, so just talking with different people and like, you know, asking little tidbits of information. Eventually I realized you could crochet them and make them not look so insane. So did that. I think the first time I did my one dread, it probably took me like 2 hours to do one dread, because I also like stabbed my hand a million times, broke a million hooks in my hair. I tell people I probably still have like pieces of hook in my hair from back then. People started asking me like how I did my hair, so I basically just started offering people, I'm like, I'll do a dread for you, you know. So my business basically grew out of word of mouth and going to festivals. People started offering to like pay me to do dreads, and I was like, what? You can make money off of this? Like, I never thought of it as being a career. I made like these cheesy little business cards, and at that time I didn't have like my cool logo that I have now. I Googled the Loch Ness Monster, and I took a like animated picture from Google and I put it in paint, and then I just like, remember like the spray paint on the paint program? God, yeah. I spray painted dreads onto it. And that was my first logo, so that was on my first business cards. Hopefully I still have one somewhere. My business grew into like a job. So I did dreads out of my house for about 8 years, and one of my clients had opened a salon. And she always told me that whenever I wanted to work in a shop, I would have a chair at her shop. But in order to work there, I had to go to school to either do cosmetology or barbering. So I decided barbering was the route that I wanted to go. Originally, I thought that I probably wouldn't do any other hair stuff. I'm like, oh, I just need this piece of paper and I'll just dread. But then I ended up really loving like doing all things hair. So now I do men's cuts, I do color, I do women's cuts. I really love to do braiding. I like to do like festival braids and stuff, and like put fun like different colored hairs. And so I worked at the salon for about 5 years. And recently I have made the decision to open up my own studio. I was thinking about it for a while. Timing didn't work out. Timing is crazy, and I feel like you just got to do it whenever your heart tells you to do it. So here we are today at my new studio, which is really cool. We just opened 2 weeks ago. It's been a roller coaster of an opening and a beginning, and I feel like a butterfly when it's emerging its chrysalis. Utter chaos into something beautiful.
All right, Renee, whenever you're ready, give me the grand tour.
All right, so I guess we'll start over here. Of course, this is the beautiful Dolly Locs extravaganza. We got all the goodies. I just checked these out. My husband made these weird ones.
Those are so cool.
This weird guy too. Ooh,
what are they made out of, clay?
And these are made by Crazy Craft Fingers. She is a client of mine and she's super skilled with all the knotty things.
Cool.
There's some synthetic dreads that I made just to kind of like show people and give them ideas of what we can do. These are some wraps that I made, a lot of them, and then we got some here that Melissa May Macrame on Instagram made. And then this is more Dolly Locs. We got some beads over here. These are more beads and all of my hair wrap strings and tinsels and extra beads. This is all my barbering stuff on this shelf. Dread throne over here. This is where all the dready folks sit. Bright lights and such. More stuff for sale. This is more for like non-dready people with a couple of Dolly Locs sprinkled in there. Just all the stuff that I use on a daily basis. I do dreadlock soaks and dreadlock washes. So that's something that I offer like before a maintenance service. We can do a detox with like some Dolly Locs products, and I'll do a nice blow dry because everyone hates blow drying their own hair. I also do color. I love Pulp Riot for like fun, fancy colors. So I got the whole rainbow over there. This is my lovely waiting area slash soon to be photo wall.
Ooh.
And then snack corner. And then this is kind of something special that I want to start doing. I want all of my clients who like have small businesses to be able to put their business cards up here, because I feel like small businesses, supporting small businesses is friggin' awesome. I want to just promote as many like of the small guys as I can.
Awesome.
And there's my logo.
All right, time for me to go on to the next one. Thank you so much, Renee, for showing me your space.
Thank you for coming.
I feel like I made a new friend.
Yay.
So Renee recommended this spot for like healthy fast food. It's really good. But we gotta keep it moving, so I'm gonna save some of this for later. I think we're heading to the other side of Cleveland. I made it. This area has actually been really like chill driving. Like everyone drives the speed limit. You can change lanes easily. I was not expecting that from Cleveland for some reason, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I hate driving in cities. Anyways, we're here about to head in, and I'm very excited about this next guest because he does a lot of services, or techniques I should say, that I don't offer and a lot of the other people that I've been featuring do not do. So this should be pretty good. Let's go meet him.
What's up, fam?
Hey!
That wasn't rehearsed. All right, let's go. All right.
All
Welcome.
right.
This is Jboogie Locs. I mean, it's not like a studio name. Hella Gorgeous is the studio space, but my space over here.
All right, let's see it.
Come on in. I'm Jboogie.
I was gonna ask, do you go by Jeremiah or do you go by Jboogie?
I don't go by Jerry or Jeremy, so if you don't call me that, I'm
okay.
good. But yeah, this is my studio space.
This is your studio space, and
this is what you want to see right here. The pirate, man. No one had the pirate. The Jack Sparrow, stereotypical.
And we have our beautiful client. Do you want to just kind of introduce yourself, tell us where we are,
So,
how long you've been doing this?
We are in the wonderful city of Cleveland, Ohio, the birthplace of rock and roll. So I've been doing locks for, it's been about 1.5 years, honestly. I started in November of 2021, transitioned from physical therapy, I have a physical therapy license, and then was like curious about doing locks. So I do every single lock type that's ever been invented.
Okay, people that watch me don't really know, so tell me, like, can you list off those techniques that you do?
3 different techniques that you can do locks. You can freeform them, so you can like retwist it, 2-strand twist it, and literally just let your hair mat up over time. Typically that's done with like curly or afro texture hair, 2-strand twists and stuff like that. That's one. Second one would be what your people are most familiar with, instant locks, which is use a crochet needle or something like that to lock the hair. Basically, if you have straight hair, like your one method, if you want to have like neat dreads, you got to basically do crochet. And then the last one, which is what I'm doing here, is interlocking. So use a latch hook or like a needle or some tool like this, like where you literally put the dread in it, and the like Sister Locks are a brand. So like you have to be like Sister Lock certified with their different techniques, but technically these are Microlocs and Sister Locks. They're synonymous with each other.
Tell us a little bit about your hair, your dread journey, and is that what led you to doing this as a job?
So I mean, I've had dreads for 7 years now, and I mean I always liked them, you know what I'm saying? But really, to start doing dreads, I mean, my dreads personally, I got them because I hated brushing my hair. Listen, I was the first person, I think like the first guy ever, I had like the undercut. So like, you know how like people have like the dreads on the bottom? No, like you have dreads on the bottom and then the top's out. I was like the first guy to do that. It's pretty cool.
That is cool, I did not know that. Because you started slowly.
Yeah, I was scared initially because I was like, oh man, I don't know what people think. I'll just like start some in the back or whatever. And then I just like, over a course of a year, I like started basically all of them.
And then what led you to switch careers?
So I was like in a kind of a depression funk or whatever. I was tired of doing like therapy. It just wasn't like fulfilling to me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the hair thing. I always wanted to do it, but I felt like people would think I'm weird or something like that if I wanted to do dreads and stuff. So I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I texted probably like 9 or 10 people and was like, hey man, can you show me how to do like retwists and stuff like that? My wife has locks, and so she gets a retwist. And so Red, who owns all these space, I hit her up and she was like, you know, coming in, I'll show you whatever you want to learn. And so that was the beginning.
That's amazing. And then with the crochet hook, did you just kind of pick it up and start playing around?
The crochet was, I mean, I've had some horror stories with the crochet, you know, like, you're just trying to figure it out. It's so much easier if you have curlier hair to actually instant lock it because it just locks up so naturally. The issue I was having was anytime I'd have somebody with like straighter hair, I'm like, how do I get it like the picture? You know, it's like, how do you get it to be that immaculate?
Yeah, because primarily all your experience has been on textured hair, right?
Yeah. And it's like, when I say it's so much easier compared to like straight locks. Like I said, I was joking with you earlier, like you guys are like the Michael Jordans of like the crochet. Like y'all are like immaculate, like Wild, Renee, you, Chris, like you guys are like really, really good at it. That is like super hard on your hands, man. And if you ever stab yourself, you want to slap somebody right in the face, man. And you get it right underneath the nail bed.
Oh, I do that, yeah.
And I think I saw this one girl, she posted she like impaled her hand, so like the needle was like through her finger. And I was like, nah man, I'm gonna switch over to the Microlocs, man. This is easy. But with the Microlocs though, is definitely the longest you're gonna spend. Because even with instant locks, if you're just doing root maintenance and stuff like that, it's really only gonna take you, 3 hours. With the Microlocs, you're gonna spend, anywhere between like 4 to 6 hours if they're true Microlocs, which is like kind of the sister lock realm, doing a retie. You wrong?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna show you like a little bit of the technique. This technique is only done on curly hair texture.
Yeah.
It's done on it because the hair springs, and when you do this technique, it's actually able to spring. If you do this on straight hair, it literally will break off. Simple technique, anybody can do this. It's not rocket science, but there's a method to it. So you're always changing the direction that you're going in. And it's okay if you go back and forth, but as long as you're changing directions to kind of confuse that pattern so it doesn't create these what they call like holes in your locks. You want to drag that thing all the way through, and when you pull that latch hook through, you want to push it up and pull it through. You don't want to create bubbles in there, because if you create bubbles in, the next time you go to lock it or do the technique, it'll literally get snagged and it'll break. There's probably over 50 locks just in that section alone.
Wow.
And then there's another section which 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 4, 32. So, boom.
I didn't even realize it was like sectioned out like that. So
Yeah,
what do you use an elastic just to like work with one?
You know, I just do that just to kind of show the section of it.
Really
and to get the hair out of the way. But when you start Microlocs, you want to be as methodical, you want to be as organized as possible, because if you have somebody who started their own, they weren't able to see the parts in the back, and it's not as efficient when you go to do that like interlock job, you're going to be like looking around for locks. But with like when it's all organized and when it's all neat and it's all one row and sections and stuff like that, you can, you know, breeze right through it.
So what's the secret to getting busy?
Alright, so listen, if you want to be, I don't know, successes or whatever, but if you want to get busy at whatever you're doing, whether it be like laying bricks or working on dreads or whatever, I mean, all business is the same in this sense. You got to not suck at what you do, so you got to be competent. Okay, and then you got to be consistent and respond to people. I mean, I've literally built 2 businesses off of social media, and it's like the easiest way to get your stuff out there for free. It's literally so easy.
Yeah.
And then make friends and be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. You just gotta be cool with people, man. Don't be weird. I mean, like, Liz, she's cool, man. She came in here, gave me a hug, was like, hey, what's up? I mean, she's cool.
Alright, thank you so much, Jboogie.
Yes, fam. Thanks for coming and checking out Cleveland, Ohio. Liz Locs, the best in the business, the Mount Rushmore of dreadlocks. Go see her. New Hampshire, Vermont, Boston, Massachusetts. Peace.
Wait, you gotta do the hit the lens. Yep.
I had so much fun with Jeremiah that I actually came back the next week when I was driving back through the area anyway to hook him up with a fresh crochet maintenance.
I lost all my volume.
Did you want me to leave the frizz?
No,
you said to tidy up the roots.
It's interesting because you have a different. This is a different technique than I've ever experienced.
I know. Well, that's why I felt like you should
So
see it in the mirror.
I've gotten it all.
And here's a quick little before and after shot of what that looked like. I also want to go back to Renee for a second. At the time that this video was filmed, her dad was in the hospital and heartbreakingly has since passed away. Frank was especially proud of his daughter's new studio and growing business, and we wanted to dedicate this video to him. And lastly, thank you to everyone who has donated something to help make this trip and all of these videos possible. I love you guys.